welcome to Box Office Extra with me, Lisa Cannon. Now, with Captain Marvel being Marvel Studios' first female-led superhero movie, we're going to discuss now some of the best female action heroes. And joining me now is Andy McCarroll. Now, this is one of my favourite topics because I love strong female heroines. Who are you going to kick off with first?
For me, Ripley from Alien is definitely the one to kick off with. Now, originally that character was written as a man, and they just didn't change a word of the script, and you can see it, like, she doesn't play that kind of damsel in distress that you would see in the likes of those kind of horror sci-fi films. And actually, she's the one that makes all the right decisions. It's her initially that says, well, don't let the alien on board. She's overruled by the men on the ship. That goes about as badly as any decision could possibly go. And then you kind of see the evolution from her then, from Alien to Aliens then, when she becomes this kind of, you know, kick-ass action hero then as well.
There's no romantic interest whatsoever in the movie, of course.
No, she's far too busy kicking ass to start looking for a love interest, thankfully.
OK, fantastic. Let's move on to Sarah Connor. This is a good one, and I'm glad you chose this.
Yeah, this was actually someone who did start off as a damsel in distress. When she starts, she's like this 19-year-old wide-eyed waitress waiting for it, you know, to be saved by Kyle Reese. Then by the second film, she's just this, you know, muscle mom. She's completely, you know, redefined herself as the savior of the world and the mother of the savior of the world as well. So she's gone from this victim in the first film to the second film, she's pulling guns off Arnie going, get out of the way, I'm going to fix this.
She was great. I remember even when I was younger thinking I wanted to be her, just as a female heroine. We needed more. We needed more in the 90s. Let's move on to Laurie Strode as well. Yeah,
Laurie, she was kind of from Halloween, the first real kind of survivor girl. Prior to that, they were always, again, it was the man who was coming to save the day. But she was the first kind of affirmative action female who really, you know, stood her ground and fought back. And I thought the evolution of her character, especially in H2O, where you see the real, you know, the consequences of surviving a horror film. She's like a paranoid alcoholic. And then the most recent film there with Danny McBride, where she's just, you know, essentially Sarah Connor. She's waiting for him to come. She's going on the offensive. She's like, you know, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, now you've got one final one. To me, I think it's the best. Laurie. Yes, yeah, it's a hero of mine. I just love saying the name.
I think she's probably my favourite as well. Clarice, obviously from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
She just, I love that at no point is it ever mentioned, you know, oh, this is a woman up against the odds. They do it brilliantly. There's one scene where she's training in the FBI Academy and she gets in the lift and she's just surrounded by men, and you can just kind of see her, you know, standing her ground there. And there's no, you know, ambiguity to it. It's like she is very much front and center of this. And I love the end of the film, the shootout she has with Buffalo Bill, where he turns the lights off on her. Yeah. Like, she goes into that and she's absolutely terrified. It's not as if she's this kind of, you know, fearless warrior. She can hear her breathing, panting. She's terrified to be in this situation, but still has the courage to go in and do it anyway.
I think what's also quite terrifying about the movie is the fact that she's physically quite tiny and petite, and you put her up against kind of, you know, obviously serial killer played by Anthony Hopkins, you know, Hannibal Lecter. So it's the fact that she's quite small and petite, but she's got so much gusto and bravado about her as well. It's great. That's what you need in a movie.
She does, and it was originally supposed to be Michelle Pfeiffer, and I think that would have been a much different film because, as you can tell from Catwoman, she's, like you said, more physically imposing. But Jodie Foster, like, again, she just has something about, I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of her regardless of her height. I still think she'd
Neither
go through me.
Neither would I. You have to have mentioned Wonder Woman in there at least, did you?
Yes, I did indeed. Of course, she was the first kind of major superhero as well. We've got Captain Marvel as the first Marvel. She was kind of the first DC one. I know we'd Catwoman and Elektra, but kind of the less said about them, the better.
She was a notable mention. Andy, thank you so much, and we'll catch you next week. That's it from us here on Box Office Extra with me, Lisa Cannon. We'll see you soon.